Hi, so I've already opened up Obvibase, and since I already have databases in here, it's going to open up to new database for me. So I'm going to click on New Database, and I'm going to give my database a name, and I'm going to name my first table because the database can have several different tables. And I'll call it Studio Tour to do. And I'll say create the database. If you didn't have any databases first, then it'll open up to something that looks like this, but it'll have untitled database up where I've got Studio Tour to do. And instead of name, it'll have ID, and then it'll have date added. So the name and the date added are your fields. And where I've got 0 records, that is going to be where your records are kept. If you look over on your right, there's a plus sign. That's where you can add or open a record. A balloon, that's where you can make comments. A search button, where you can search. And a menu. And the menu is where you can manage your database. You can add tables. So if I clicked on this Configure Tables, I can add a new table. Maybe I wanted to add a table called Products. I can do that. So I've got more than one table now. But you only see the table that I've got set to show. I clicked on Products now so you can see that, but I'll go back to Studio Tour. Okay. You can manage the database, you can rename it. So my name of my database is Shop, but my name of my table is Studio To Do. So Studio Tour to do. So if I wanted to do anything with the table, I would click on Configure Tables, and if I wanted to change the name of the table, I would click in here. Oops. So I would click in there and change the name. Oh, maybe it's table settings. It was table settings. Sorry about that. So I changed the name by going into table settings. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the table, and I want to keep name, I want to keep date added, but I also want to add another field or a column. So I'm going to click on the plus to add a column, and I want a checkbox because I want to know if this item has been completed or not. And so I'll just say completed. Okay. And now I'll start adding some records. So I'm just going to add some records here. Okay, and that one's been done, so I'll click on completed. Okay, and I'm going to be working on that one today. So I've added some records, and you can see how it automatically sorts by alphabetical order in the name, and you can see that it's down here sorted by name A through Z. So in your first tutorial, you're going to create a new database, and you're going to give it a name. You're going to add some fields, like I just added this completed, and you're going to add some records, just like I added these records. Later on, you're going to go back into the database and add more records and make some changes to it. That's all for this database.